Coming up in tonight's stream, we have stories of outrage in Karen's Korner, reports of black holes that might cause an Armageddon. Ricky from Thamesmead is ranting for us about some shit, and there's a touching story about a lovely young mother that lost access to Google for a few minutes. But first, here are the headlines. Our reporter in Leicester today, Kaylee, complained that a man in Tesco's got too close and you could actually see that he had COVID on his face. Well-wishers sent messages of support, some saying, "Oh my God, hope you called the council." And another said, "He looks like a pedo." And someone else said, "Lefty Corbyn twat." We'll bring you more on this story as it unfolds. Concern was raised earlier this week for Sarah from New Eltham as it appeared she had been temporarily unable to access Google or her Maps app. She turned to Facebook asking what the road was that had the nice pie shop near the Harvester, and if anyone knew what time it opened. Many comments were scathing, calling her lazy and other colourful insults, but some were very helpful, providing screenshots and links to the required information. One jovial contributor informed her that she didn't know. Sorry. Hey, this is Dave from Arts Entertainment Weather, and we've got a young Will Braddock lined up here in the first clip. He's playing a red and white Fender Stratocaster. Let's see what he's got to show us. Well, as you can see, that scored high on the arts and entertainment front, but didn't score so well on the weather front. Weather fail. And here we have James Weil attempting to play Shine On in what seems like 7/8, not 6/8. That's certainly artistic and entertaining, but does it tell us anything about the weather? Weather fail. And finally over to Richard from South London now. I think I've got a good feeling about this one. This video is going to be a corker. Sing cheek to cheek. What a voice, but more importantly, look at that window. Today's weather is sunny with a slight breeze, and that's all from Arts Entertainment Weather for this week. Thanks, Dave. I really like that singer at the end, and it was lucky that his window was open. And now a special report. Children were dying all around the world, but that's all changed due to your likes and shares. Well, that's according to this guy anyway, Adam from Lambert. No relation to Adam Lambert, who last I checked isn't from Lambeth. He's the singer from Adam Lambert and Queen. So Adam, do you ever get confused for Adam Lambert or Queen?
No, I can't say I do.
Okay, so what were you here for again?
Sharing stuff, likes that save children's lives.
Oh yeah, well, people like you are caring for these children that are under pressure. Don't you think that they just need someone to love?
Is that another Queen reference?
Yeah, sorry, I just can't get past the Adam Lambert thing. You can't give us a quick blast of We Are the Champions, can you?
No, mate. Look, I'm a plumber.
Okay, well, that was Adam Lambert.
Adam from Lambeth.
Adam from Lambert.
Lambert.
From Lambeth. Helping children get better with Facebook likes. I think that's a kind of magic.
Fucking idiot.
Do you look down your Facebook feed, watch YouTube videos, and worry about the dangers of 5G? Well then, this product is for you. 5G is used to transmit data from place to place. And what is data? Well, data is files. So the files sitting on your computer could well have been transmitted via 5G at some point in their life. And as we know, 5G is a frequency, and some people think that frequencies are bad. Frequencies are bad. But could those frequencies have somehow got into your files and changed the makeup of your files to make them dangerous? If that's something that concerns you, then you need D5GFI. D5GFI. It's a free app that you can download, and it runs in Windows, and you can scan a folder and remove any of the negative health effects that 5G may have had on your files. Download it for free today, and if you find it useful, then please donate. Don't let your zeros become one due to hazardous frequencies and things like that. Download D5GFI today and check the integrity of your files from those potentially dangerous frequencies. D5GFI.com.
No. He's about as useful as a handbrake on a fucking... He tried flogging me a plant. What do I fucking want with that? Cunt the geezer.
I was on the bog having a glorious shit the other day and I started thinking, fucking lockdown's got to me a little bit. But still, I've perfected me Barry Gibb impression.
You fucking cockle piece of shite.
Wrong one. But I got bored of that, as I do with many things, and in fact it's got to me that much that every time I see a nurse in a porno now, I stand up and clap before I have a fucking wank. Ridiculous. And oh yeah, I saw on some news source that they thought steroids could cut the amount of COVID deaths. Yeah, great, so in 2021 there'll be millions of fucking Terminators walking about. Garden centres reopened before many other shops did. Well, I expected the whole nation was going to rush out and panic buy 10 tonnes of fucking topsoil. That's if they've got any money left after buying a 3-year supply of toilet paper. Idiots. Toilet paper became rarer than rocking all shit. I thought about a new currency around it. Fuck Bitcoin, the future's shitcoin. We've had some 5G bollocks as well. Now Bill Gates is a lizard psycho physicist who foretold it all. Boris is still a twat. Trump's still a cunt. And all this has made me realise that Jonathan Pye is probably the only man I'll ever listen to when it comes to politics and world problems. And if we've not had enough to deal with, all I'm asked to do these days is adopt shit I don't fucking need. Fucking hell, adopt an elephant, adopt a lizard, adopt a leopard, kangaroo, adopt a fucking T-Rex. I don't want to own a fucking zoo for £3 a month, thanks, so fuck off out of it, you annoying cunts. And if you want me to hand over £3 a week, don't give me a kangaroo, give me something with loads of meat and extra chilli sauce. No lettuce. Anyway, as the world has gone fucking mental, I guess I'm just going to spend my time doing what Cilla Black can't do anymore. Watch every episode of Alfreda's Iron Pet. See you soon, you slags.
Ricky from Thamesmead there. And you've also posted that you're raising money for COVID, is that right? You've volunteered yourself to eat Domino's pizza every night since lockdown started.
Yeah, well, I ordered my first one and then the next night I had another and now it's turned into this thing. So I've decided I won't stop eating pizza until Bill Gates gives us all a vaccine. My mate said I should set up one of those donation things and so far I've raised almost enough money to have paid for the pizzas.
That's fascinating. Although I do have to challenge you on something, you've not been totally honest, have you?
What are you on about?
Well, when we knew you were coming on, we did some research and our team uncovered this photo. April the 11th, you had a kebab, not a pizza. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, that's a load of bollocks, mate. I've got a medical condition from Brexit that prevented me from eating kebabs at that time. Sweat related because of the chilli sauce. No lettuce.
But we have a photo of you with your arm around the kebab in a London apartment. Are you saying that's not you?
Well, that clearly doesn't look like my hand, does it? I have no recollection of ever meeting that kebab.
And there's another evening where a friend spotted you collecting a pizza, but it wasn't Domino's. You got anything to say about that?
It's still a fucking pizza. I remember that was the evening of my niece's birthday party. She wanted some party food, but she doesn't like Domino's, so we argued and I ended up at Pizza Express. I distinctly remember that evening as Pizza Express is a place that someone like me doesn't really go. It's a bit poncy, plus the crusts are too thin. It's not enough cheese. It's hardly a fucking crime.
But you're trying to raise money for COVID and you're cheating people.
I think the real crime here, mate, is that I've just been too honourable.
That literally makes no sense. Ricky from Thamesmead, thank you very much.
Good morning. It is 10:30 in the morning and I've just got to tell you something I've just discovered, which is absolutely appalling and it's also absolutely disgusting, and I'm absolutely outraged by it, and I think the community needs to hear this because it's not doing anyone good. It's not doing me good, it's not doing you good, it's not doing anyone good. And clearly Tesco does not give a shit about their customers, alright? So, it's 9:30 in the morning, I've just come back from Tesco, and guess what? You ain't gonna guess what? Guess what? They've only got rid of their one-way system. I know. I am absolutely disgusted by it, right? I went over to someone who worked there and I said to him, excuse me, I looked at his name tag, I said, excuse me, Joe, what the hell is going on here? Why have you got rid of your one-way system? This guy reckons I need to wear a mask, and I'm like, why do I need to wear a mask? And yet you've got rid of your one-way system. Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me, mister. He was all like, look miss, if you keep on shouting at me, I'm going to have to get my manager. So I said, go on and get your manager and get his manager and get his manager, because I need to speak to the person at the very top, because I'm not wasting my time with these stupid little underlings anymore, alright? here comes Stacey, the manager, looked like she was in her fucking 50s, and I'm like, Stacey, you need to go retire, love, because this place isn't doing you any favours. Put in your one-way system and get that reinstated for certain. Otherwise, I'm going to go to Morrison's, and Morrison's going to get my money because they do better beef there anyway. Alright?
We've all got a friend who sometimes deletes their Facebook account and sets up fresh. Well, Greg Schofield has set a new world record for setting up fresh Facebook accounts. He started by refreshing his account monthly, then slowly it crept up to weekly, and now it's almost daily. Science reporters tweeted the following graph that shows the acceleration of the new accounts, and social media experts expect the rate between refreshes to be somewhere around 3.2 seconds, possibly even shorter in the coming weeks. A concerned reporter known as Debbie from Westerham said that at some point he may start trying to deactivate accounts that have not yet been created, leading to the creation of mini black holes as the space-time continuum struggles to hold the fabric of space-time together. Philip Moriarty from 60 Physics Files responded with a short statement saying, "That's total bollocks." Debbie replied stating, "Well, my mate told me and he should know because he's got HDMI and he's a genius." The debate continues. Hello and welcome to Comment Bingo. This week's picks for Comment Bingo are Foreigners, When's It Open, Boris, Communists, PM Me Hun, Abortion, and finally Jesus. And while we wait for the results to come in, a little shout out to the words that didn't make it for this week, some of our favourite regulars actually. Helicopter Council, Brexit and pedos. No pedos this week.
We have a winner.
And we have a winner, it's Sharon from Mildenhall. She's won £3.70 this week. And our runner-up, Steve from Cambridge, well, he's got a whopping 53p, only just missing out abortion. And that is this week's Comment Bingo. See you next week. MSRC gets legal in our section called Answering Your Questions. Reporter Anne Barr from Lancashire asked on Facebook if it was legal to have a bonfire in her garden. The comments were rife with legal advice from Facebook's finest lawyers, so we thought we'd ask a few of them on here and settle this once and for all. First, Chris, can Anne have a bonfire?
Only after 6 p.m, and if the neighbour's windows are closed according to Magna Carta common law, although I think it's actually illegal now because of COVID.
Thanks, Chris. Becky?
Any time of day is fine, as long as you don't burn plastic, wet grass or human remains.
Wet grass or human remains. Great stuff, Becky. We have Miles from New York on the line with his transatlantic legal opinion.
Well, here in the US, that's not legal.
What about buying a gun? Killing someone and burning the remains?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's always good to know the US law when considering a bonfire in the north of England. And Ricky from Thamesmead, anything to add?
Just do what the fuck you want.
Well, I think that's all the advice we need, and you can have a bonfire both before and after 6 p.m, as long as it doesn't interfere with your neighbour's breathing because of COVID. And don't forget, no guns or burning human remains unless you're an American. And in other virus news, our reporter Denzel from Clitheroe has tweeted a petition to make the letter P illegal. His reasoning is that words containing the letter P, known as plosives, spread the viruses much faster than other letters due to the air movement. On the line via WhatsApp, we have reporter Paul Peters with his reaction.
The Twitter reaction to the petition has picked up pace, periodically and patiently piling pressure on Parliament, and if the proposal is enacted into law next week, for my parlance I could be prosecuted, put in prison, penniless and poor, peripheral to the planet. The petition is urging people to prioritise permanently changing their name. Names that could be banned include Paul, Pete, Piers, Peter, Pat, Patty, Patricia, Pedro, Penelope, Preston, Peaches, Parker, Piper, Poppy, Pearl, Paula, Phil. Campaigners are asking for parents to consider postponing protocol and possibly participate in the picking and promotion of particular appellations. Names. Paramount importance has been placed on propagating a primary list of approved names without plosives. Gary, Barry, Sally, Jeff, Rolf, Jimmy, Jeffrey, Melvin, Tracy, Carol, Monica, Ashley, Grant, Miles, Clive, Ken, Chris, Steve, Jason, Mike, Ricky, Lara, Emily, Lorelei and Dave.
Thanks, Paul. Apparently punitive measures petulantly and provocatively placed will punish people who procrastinate over pragmatic and plausible plans, paralysing the process. Protesters feel powerless. One reporter, Pam from Peterborough, was asked if she'd participate. Pam procrastinated and paused. Perturbed, she replied pig-headedly, panning the proposal, telling other reporters to piss off. Far-left British-German metal band Funkin' Kunst have gone triple neutrino on SoundCloud with their Bid for Christmas #1. They describe it as a short, family-friendly ditty aimed to warm the soul and shake the political system to the ground. With a whopping 7 views and 2 comments, the progress has been slow, with one reporter writing that it was just a noise. A few musical experts responded to our tweet about the song and agreed to join our panel of musical excellence, and here they are. Hi everyone, and thanks for coming on. I'll play you the song and then I'll get your opinions. Is that okay? Okay, here goes. So, Lorelei, your thoughts?
Wow. You know, as a singer, I tend to be kind of critical of a vocalist, but there's so much emotion behind the lyrics that you can forgive an off note here or there. I mean, I find it very moving.
Interesting. And what about you, Emily?
That's a hard listen. I mean, there's so much going on there with that vocal. You know, sometimes it sounded like it was getting squeezed out of a very small hole. Other times it sounded rich and deep and round, like that of Mufasa from The Lion King. You know, when he says, "Everything the light touches is our kingdom." And other times it was like creepy and a bit paedophilic. So there's just so much going on there. But yeah, really emotional. I felt it, man.
Thanks, Emily. And finally, Will, the last word to you.
Wow. The harmonies and the dynamic range, they go well with the great political meaning behind it.
Well, thanks there to our panel. I've got to say, in my opinion, that I think that was absolutely appalling. And I can't see it making the top 100 here in the UK or in Germany where they, like that kind of shit. But what would I know? I'm no musician. I've got ears like Stilton, full of mould. And now an update to our earlier story from reporter Kaylee in Leicester. Reporters have suggested that the man that had COVID on his face may actually have caught 5G instead, and since the power lines went up, her cousin ain't stopped sneezing. Also, the BBC just tweeted they're in a production of a remake of Postman Pat retitled Mailman Mark, since the petition against the letter P picked up pace. This is a story to follow, but unfortunately that's all we've got time for in this episode. But before we go, we'd just like to give a shout out to all of you reporters who've submitted your reports, especially Jossie from Florida. who wants us to know that FEMA, the US Federal Emergency Management Agency, will be taking over all Walmart stores soon, and masks are a mark of the beast. All will unfold during the tribulation as predicted in the good book. Ah, that's a story to warm our hearts. Good night, and please remember, keep reporting. The world needs you.
Well, I think we got away with that.